I hate my life. I want to die right now. That is the feeling you often get when you do chocobo races. And you know what? This is the winning run. This is where we actually win the race, and it still made me angry. This is the definition of a Pyrrhic victory, where you'll come out, you're the winner, and you feel like you somehow lost out. Because look at this. The run where we're actually winning, we're basically not dealing with any seagulls at all. We're dealing with very few of them, and most of the balloons are perfectly lined up for us to hit them. Half the time, the game was rigged so you couldn't win. Not even half, 90% of the time. So this doesn't even feel like we've won out of skill or getting better. It was just sheer luck. It was happenstance. Like the game finally decided to just take fucking mercy on us. And the game doesn't hint at the fact that you need to get down to 0 seconds to get anything. So for the average layman, you will never find the key to Tidus' ultimate weapon. It's just not going to happen. But there it is, the Sun Sigil. Oh, God. I was tempted to hack it into the game. I'd gone to that point. Kind of like with the Thunder Plains, which is debatably more tedious, but not as bad as that race. Where, you know, you can just hack your way and bypass it. Anyway.
Oh, remember that guy standing there after you finish the race?
Oh, yeah. If you talk to them, they give you things. Well, usually give you things.
Well, you can move to a spot which is a little bit far up the map.
Oh, yes, of course. We'll get to that when we get to that. Which it seems to be my catchphrase for this LP. The amount of times I've said that. It's what happens when you play a very narrative-driven game, is you never want to spoil anything, so you just have to keep letting things pan out.
I just want to spoil everything.
Yeah. It's one of those things. The second game is, although it's fun as hell, the plot isn't as important, so I think spoilers will be a bit more, you know, lax for that playthrough. Anyways, here's some treasure chests. We've got our chocobos, so now we can skim across the Calmlands nice and quickly, which is actually super helpful, is really worth doing, even though you do have to endure those 3 shitty mini-games to do it. And, guess what we're going to do next? Well, you know what we're going to do, you played it. We're going to do more chocobo races. And it's another one that is luck-based.
But this is awesome.
But
I love it.
I wouldn't say awesome, I say more tolerable. It's not horrendously bad in design. It's not designed to annoy you by constantly hitting you.
It's actually fun.
Yes, yeah. Like, there's still a high chance that you can't possibly win because the AI is going as fast as it is. The rubber banding is pretty rough, but it's doable. It can be done. So here we are. This is Remium Temple, or Remium Temple, the secret temple. We could head inside it right now, but for completion's sake, we're going to leave this place for later. Because there are certain items found within this temple that... Or there are certain battles found within this temple that you cannot access yet. So for efficiency's sake, we'll be back later. As for these chocobos though, let's get this race down. Game is going to quite a bit of description as to how races work there, but okay. So go talk to the other Choco, who is just over this way. Oh, hello. Jesus. Do you notice the discrepancy in the time there? That it literally took us, what was it, like just under an hour to finish that horrendous fucking race? Jesus. Alright, here we go. Okay, let's do this. Chocobo race. So, can you explain how this race works? Because I've kind of honestly forgotten, like, the ins and outs of it.
Open a certain amount of chests and win the race, and you get a prize.
Oh.
A really cool prize.
Nice, nice. And, oh yeah, I remember if you hit the poles, any one of the poles, you can only get a potion. So don't touch any poles under any circumstances. They basically stop you hugging the wall as you make turns there.
I'm really glad I'm actually good at this.
Yeah, yeah. Look at that, you're so glad you're going to tortoise in the hair with it.
Yeah.
You're just going to sit there and wait for them to come to you. And they still didn't reach you, god damn. Anyway, Cloudy Mirror. That is essential to getting everybody's ultimate weapons.
Well, that time they got to the middle at 28, and I think the rest of the time it was 39 or something.
Ah, right,
so that's proof that it's random.
So their speed is random, randomly determined. And sometimes it is too fast for you to actually win. This is the game
when it couldn't talk to me.
Yeah, it was bugging out and it wouldn't let you even interact with the Chocobo, which just makes it look stuck up, to be honest. It's like, what do you want from me? I've done your race. I want now more to do with you, peasants. I am Lord Choco of Bow.
Yeah, this was a really weird moment.
Yeah, weird glitch, but this is where I was thinking you have to like leave this area and come back in, and then you'll be able to re-engage. But no, game just didn't want to talk there. Just wasn't in the mood. All right, so what I'm going to do this time is show you what happens when you get X amount of chests. So with one chest, hitting no poles, or two chests, sorry, you get a Mega Elixir. 3 will get you Wings to Discovery, which are amazing. Really solid items. 4 gets you Pendulums. And this is what it looks like when you get all 5 chests. This is the one that will only actually work about, I would say, 30% of the time, if that. And there's a specific point where you can tell if you're going to win or not.
And it's this point.
Yeah, no, it's not even that one. It's,
if you look at the time and where you're jumping to,
well,
you know if you're going to win or not.
I'll tell you what I used as a visual cue. It's after this chest here, the camera looks forwards. If the other Chocobo runs into frame, or if it just about gets into frame, you can make it. If it's about halfway across there, you just need to run for the end. Because you can only do this with 4 chests, if that's the case. And when you do win, it literally places you right in front of him. Like 1 frame off, and you wouldn't have gotten that. But 5 chests gets you 3 stars, 60 of them.
I'm kind of disappointed that you didn't keep me getting shoved into the pole at the end.
Oh, that was such a... There was one run through, it was so dickish, where you were winning, and it pushed you into a pole. And so you only got a potion when you should have gotten those 3 stars. But, yeah, here are some of the items, or some of the abilities you can craft onto your weapons with those secret items. Basically some super overpowered endgame stuff. Now, granted, you're going to be using your ultimate weapons, so you rarely need to craft this sort of things onto your weapons. It's more for your armor. If you get these sort of items and put them on your armor, or if you use them for mixing with Riku, that is where you get into game-breaking territory. Which we will show you when we get to the final battles of the game. Anyways, back onto the Calm Lands. We're going to make some forward progress now. We're basically jumping back and forth for these for this episode and the next one. Alrighty, so this guy right here, or this area right here, this is the monster arena. What are your thoughts on this place?
I don't really have any.
No thoughts on it?
It's like...
Would you, I mean, how would you feel if this was removed from the game is probably a bigger question.
I wouldn't mind.
Would you not?
The game can be fine without it.
Well, that's interesting you say that, because this is basically the min-maxing zone. If you catch a bunch of monsters and bring them to this arena, he starts giving you super bosses, like normal enemies that are more powerful than the final boss of the game is. And That is basically if you want to just max out your characters and get them super strong in preparation for, you know, the myriad of really horrendously overpowered super bosses that Ten has lined up. This is the place you've got to go to. He also gives you the ability to really just fuck with the sphere grids and fill it full of, well, basically min-max it. So wherever you have empty nodes, you can start putting in super high stat spheres. And where you have mediocre stat spheres, you can remove them and replace them with higher ones. So
It takes a really long time, though.
it takes bloody ages, yeah. But it's one of those things where if you put the elbow grease in, if you really put the time in, you can end up with god characters. Which is satisfying in its own interesting way.
So should I edit the entire sphere grid and make everyone...
Not on video,
Overpowered.
God no, but we should probably do a little bit of that off camera.
Everyone wants to watch that, though.
Yeah, God knows. Everybody wants to see you kill the same enemy 99 times.
Halt!
Oh my god, Bingo and Dimpus! You're back!
Thought I died.
For reals.
Summons from Lord Seymour. Come with us.
We have nothing to discuss with Maester Seymour.
Yeah, so out of our way.
Lord Seymour's commands must be obeyed. You will come.
I warn you. The Maester doesn't need you alive.
Oh, hello, giant robo monster. This is certainly different. How should I put this? How shall I describe this boss? This is the easiest boss, if not the easiest fight in the entire game. Because if you use Provoke on him, all he will do is constantly halve the HP of whoever provoked him. You can't kill somebody by halving their HP constantly. So kind of like with the tutorial bosses, you can't lose this anymore. And then you can really rub salt in the wounds by using Protect and Regen on the person who is constantly having their HP halved. So their HP just comes back. And that's the fight. That's it. And let's just cremate him. There we go. That would have been difficult if not for that one really obvious exploit. I'm pretty sure if you scan him as well, the game even tells you that it's susceptible to being provoked. Which is really funny.
This isn't the way in?
That way leads down into the valley.
Wow, you know your way around, yeah? Huh?
It's just about time for us to deal with a very subtly hinted side plot.
Don't go down there. I am.
Well, that's where we're going. Let's hit that valley, yo. This place is optional. This area is optional. But it is definitely worth coming here. Especially if you're kind of a scrub.
Unless you don't have that much gil.
Where are we?
The faith is inside. As are the fiends.
Hey, this where...
Where? What?
The summoner I guarded on my first pilgrimage died here.
Got straight up murked by a Tonberry. Little bastards with their little fucking knives.
Yuna, let's go. The faith awaits.
I just remembered something I need to do later on.
What do you need to do?
Go to a place later in the game.
I'm not really sure what you're referring to, but we'll discuss this off camera. Anyway,
It's about this area, which is really sad, kind of. If you actually care about Lulu.
I'm still vague as to what you're talking about. Anyway, this is part of the game where you just decide to defy all laws of probability, and God knows I now want to take you to a casino and make all of the money in the world off of you, because the most amount of times I've been able to hit this enemy without it backfiring on me is twice. I've been able to get 2 hits on it, and then it kind of, blew up in my face, so to speak. I don't really know how you did this, because I'm pretty sure it is a 1 in 6 chance every hit. If not 2 in 6. It's definitely not a high chance.
Well, I did it.
How? What did you... if I remember correctly, the one time that this actually doesn't work for you is when I stepped in and I picked one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is all on... You have freakish luck. You have the most freakish luck in the world to actually go this far with this. There we go. I said hit the middle, and that's where it went wrong. God damn. Oh god, wouldn't it have been morbid if, Lulu's first summon had died to one of those things? He's just sitting there punting it, trying to get items, and blows up. Like, oh no! My pilgrimage! Oh, speak of the devil, here are the Tonberries.
Or if they just got stabbed by a Tonberry.
Maybe, that might have been it. So, Tonberries are a Final Fantasy staple. They're basically really small, unassuming enemies that are meant to be super tough. And their main gimmick, or their main move, Karma, does more damage depending on how many enemies you've killed. The more you've played the game, the more you've killed, the more you've grinded, the harder Tonberries become. Which is why they're one-shotting you with their Karma right there. So, yeah, hitting it directly is not really your best idea right now. As if that's going to stop you.
Though I did want to capture it.
There is that, yeah.
But then you just said kill it with magic or something.
Oh, I don't think I did. I think there was a later Tonberry we encountered where I said use Blitz Ace on it because I thought it could handle a Blitz Ace because they usually have fairly high health. This one didn't. It didn't take the Blitz Ace all too well. And don't worry, we are going to show off Blitz Ace. It's Tidus' ultimate move, and it's really sweet. Alright, how are we going to do this? Oh, oh yeah, there we go. Hit him with the power of sports! I like you're still swaying by the fact that getting 2 of one colour increases the damage. Still not sure about that, but whatever.
It feels like a thing to me.
And, oh yeah, we did kill it with the overdrive. Sorry on that one. Whoops. We'll capture some Tonberries off camera anyway. All you have to do is hang around these green areas, and that's where they congregate. One thing you are doing in this place that is really aggravating is you're running past all the treasure chests.
I get them on the way back.
But obviously we're not going to show that, so...
Oh.
To the people watching the LP, we apologise. We did pick up all the chests.
They were kind of lame.
Yeah, they're not great items, for the most part.
Summoners cannot train. Without training, they cannot call the final Aeon. Without the final Aeon, they cannot defeat Sin. That is why.
'Cause then the summoner won't die.
That must be what the thief was thinking.
Not dying is good.
But they'll be murdered by Sin if they don't have enough Aeons.
That is the main argument I hear in favour of, this whole pilgrimage, is that if you don't do it, you're probably going to get murked anyway. But I don't know, I feel like Sin is like one of those things where the amount of people he kills is fairly goddamn high, but his attacks are fairly infrequent, otherwise everyone would be dead. So it's a constant looming threat, but the chances of actually getting killed by him aren't as high as one would think. How'd you feel about that theory? That's something that's just kind of came to my head.
Well, he needs to have some fun because he can't play Blitzball or anything.
So he has to murder things.
Yeah. I think that's why it waits.
I guess, maybe, I don't know. Sin is confusing. But then, I think I've already discussed this. I love Sin as a concept, because I remember reading that from its very conception, the whole gimmick of Final Fantasy X, or the main inspiration for it, was going to be kind of like a Godzilla kind of thing, where you have one big enemy, and the whole world is against that one big enemy. So it's not you going on a quest to take out some other twat with a sword. It's not you going out and then, you know, finding at the very end of the game there's some big monster. The monster is a constant looming threat. And the entire world that is built is around the existence of that monster. And from that perspective, I think that is a really cool, like, premise for a game. And clearly it's delivered, it's done well, so yeah. But have I ever shown you the concept art for Sin? Or the original 10 concept art?
I've seen it.
Yeah. It's really cool. It's just a bunch of, like, colourful people with different weapons all fighting giant freakish monsters. Okay, so a few more enemies in here that we haven't encountered. Couple of treasure chests as well. Don't laugh at me anytime I fuck up my words. You know I'm a motor mouth. I have to talk. I have to constantly talk. It feels weird if I don't. So these guys right here, the Dark Elementals, they're some pretty dangerous enemies. So essentially, the way you want to beat them is by using armor break on them.
Your pain shall be twofold.
Which often prompts that really cool quote. And then you can take them down with normal attacks.
Kingdom Hearts 2. Really good game.
Yeah, that's... Oren absolutely loves saying that line in Kingdom Hearts 2. Alrighty, so here we go. Bring back Jecht, and let's start battering these enemies. Doink. Dead. Oh, we should probably have attended to that guy. Oh, that really hurt. Oh dear. Kind of forgot you need to prioritize killing those Drake enemies because they bloody rip you apart if you don't. Alright, let's fix that. Let's bring back our Jock. And goddamn. That's an interesting combo you see a lot of enemies use around this point in the game, is Reflect and Black Magic on themselves. So basically it does more damage because it's been reflected, and it always hits you. And it also means they're immune to magic because it will bounce back at you. So yeah, you have to use this armor break combo to beat these things.
I'm trying to work out who's playing right now. I'm not really sure.
It's definitely you. It's definitely you playing at this at the moment. I think. I'm sure.
Yeah, but I rarely ever use Mug.
Oh, I had to keep reminding you to use it. I kept getting annoyed that you weren't. Because, goddamn, free items. Free items! Usually good items as well.
I like having MP though.
Well, if you're gonna hit a save point anyway and get it all back. Oh hey, 25th primer. That means there's only one left to get now. We have every letter in the alphabet except for one. So hopefully I don't have to do subtitles anymore. Alright, here we go. Let's get these levels in nice and quick before we take on this next boss. This optional boss. Here we go. This kind of sounds like clown music when sped up. Oh, it really does. And I do believe that's everybody good to go. There we are. You're probably getting really annoyed seeing us make, like, a ridiculous number of save files. That is simply so if something doesn't record properly, or if something gets corrupted, we could go back and redo. Which we have had to do on this LP so far. Twice.
Pat! Another Guado fiend?
No, an unsent.
It is. It's you, is it not, Lady Ginham? Forgive me. I was too young.
By the way, on a serious note, epilepsy warning. If you have photosensitive epilepsy, look away in 3, 2, 1. And you're safe again. That actually hurts to look at.
There is no human left in you now, is there? Very well then. Allow me to perform my last duty to you. My last as your guardian.
Let's face off against the coolest Aeon in this game. Not the strongest, well, debatably the strongest, but the coolest. This goddamn samurai motherfucker with a dog.
Well, he is the strongest.
Yeah, technically strongest.
Not controllable.
Yeah. We'll get into the ins and outs of how usable the Yojimbo is when you get him, but yeah, I like you tried to mug him there, but he's a cool samurai who was literally summoned from the ether, so no, he doesn't have any items for you. Unless you want to try and nick his sword. Dog to the face. That's some Final Fantasy VIII shit. I'm just sending the dog to attack you. Alright, so this battle's pretty simple. It's kind of self-explanatory. You just wail on this enemy. There's no real method to it outside of do as much damage as you can. And God help you, if that overdrive bar fills up, get everybody to guard. Seriously, get everybody to guard. Because you're going to get hit with something very bloody strong. And only feels fitting to let Lulu finish this off. Or not. Actually, yeah, tell you what, let's just get Jack to completely slam dunk this goddamn samurai. I love the thing you said here. I hope this gets us Blitz Ace. Fuck yeah! That was so well timed. Blasted him into the air, slam dunked him, and learned the ultimate attack.
Like, we're happy, but Lulu's kind of depressed right now.
Poor Lulu, right now.
Strange. I thought it would be sadder somehow. Maybe I've gotten used to farewells.
Jekt is like, that's nice, Lulu. Did you guys see that sick ass shit? Did you see that?
Wakka.
I jumped off his stupid little samurai hat!
Yuna, the faith is inside. Go do what you came to do.
It would have been funny if Lulu is the one that throws the ball.
Well, she just blitzballed everybody.
No, when you use Blitz Ace.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because that is a thing that can happen.
Yeah, when you use Blitz Ace, part of the animation is dependent on which female character you're best friends with. So you will either have Yuna, Riku, or Lulu throw a ball at you. But I won't spoil the rest of the attack because it's definitely something to behold. It is Tidus's equivalent of the Omni Slash, and I'm quite happy with that. By the way, that item there, Flexible Arm, is freaking great. It's a piece of armor with 4 empty slots, so you can customize in whatever broken abilities you want to. And apparently there's a helicopter flying overhead. Thanks, world. Alright, here he is, the man of the hour.
Time to make some deals.
Yep, time to barter. So earlier on, well, just a moment ago, we said that Yojimbo is the strongest Aeon. Technically, yes, he's the strongest, but he's also very expensive to use. You have to pay to get him, and then you have to pay to make him attack. You have to spend money every time he does anything. The more money you spend, the stronger his attacks get. But yeah. Here he is.
I am the Blade of Vengeance. They dare only whisper my name. Yojimbo. Summoner, I ask you, what do you want of me?
Pick the third option, and you get a Yojimbo that is cheaper and is more likely to use his ultimate attack.
You must pay my price. Make your offer.
So, we had to use an FAQ and a calculator at this point to figure out how much we can cheapskate him. Because if you...
You expect a phoenix, yet you offer chicken feed. No deal. Maybe next time.
Yeah, if you don't give him enough, he just kicks you out. He just says, get the fuck out of my office. And what the fuck is he even going to do with that money is my question. What is he going to do with it? He's a disembodied soul sitting in a statue.
He'll buy food for his dog.
His dead soul dog. What's he going to buy for it? Soul food. He's going to get his dog some soul food. Alrighty, so yeah, this is we actually tried this 5 or 6 times before we got it, but this is I'm pretty sure the least we could have given him without him rejecting us. So we halved it +1, and then for this one, I'm pretty sure we did the same again. We halved it +1, I think. Yeah, half +1. A part of it's down to luck again. Sometimes he'll just reject you. And then at the end, I just wanted to sweeten the deal. I wanted this to be over with, so I just gave him a couple extra 100 gil. Maybe 1,000. A couple extra 1,000 gil, just so he would say yes. Just so he would definitely say yes. You fucking cheapskate.
Adequate. You are my client henceforth. My sword shall guard you on your journey, Summoner.
Naming him wasn't difficult. Well, except for the fact that CHEAPSKATE wouldn't fit. So, you know, I just thought, okay, well, we'll put in a bit of
We needed to be more
hip and down with the kids, as it were. But before I could put in the 8s, you then decided to jump in with a little bit of extra advice. We decided to call him Cheapskate with a 3 and an 8.
I'm so sorry.
Now he's properly hacker. Hex yeah.